Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Poljanac and I'm a star beauty guide with Limelight by Alcone and a makeup lover. Today I'd like to show you a full face makeup using all Limelight by Alcone products, which are a professional line of cosmetics. And I've already prepped my face with our natural skincare. So if that sounds cool to you, then stay tuned. I'll be right back. So first I'm going to start with priming my face with our First Base Makeup Primer. It is incredible. It is an oil-based, or oil-free, sorry, silicone-free mist, which is really refreshing and just kind of helps to prep your skin a little bit more and keep everything in place. So I let that fan dry a little bit. Today I'm going to use our Blenderful, which I prefer, but there are several different application methods that you can use with our Botanical Foundation. A couple things worth mentioning. It is 50% pigment, so a little bit goes a long way. I just took this and twisted it in my foundation pan, just like so. Get some product on there and just dab and apply. So it is 50% pigment. Obviously you can see the huge difference just with me doing that side. It's like, whoa, crazy, but it still looks like skin, which is one of the things that I love about it. I like to use the Blenderful. You can also use a brush if you'd like. We have a buffer brush, Limelight does. We have a full line of professional brushes, and so this is our buffer brush, kind of like a dual fiber brush, and that is the only other way I will apply our foundation. So I just prefer the Blenderful. Kind of feels like a massage to my skin or to my face, and I just like the finish that it gives. So it's really personal preference, whatever you like to do, but that makes an amazing difference. Just with foundation, it's like crazy what a huge difference that makes. So after my foundation, I'm just gonna let that sit like that. Today I think I'm gonna do my brows. My brows, obviously, you see, are pretty much non-existent. Sometimes I will pencil them in and then use our shadow. This is a shadow or palette that I customized kind of for contouring and what I use on my eyebrows. Excuse the nail polish, that's terrible. My daughter and I were playing with nail polish, and it's time that I redo it. So this is our Feeling is Neutral palette, which obviously I've taken some out and customized some other palettes for customers. But then also I have my palette just for contouring and for my eyebrows. So we have those 18 shades, which are customizable, and you can make your own palettes, which is really awesome. And we also have a couple Lottie for Limelight palettes, which she created especially for us, which are really amazing too. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in my brow, and as I said, my brow is pretty much, they don't grow very much anymore, so I have pretty thin brows. So I like to make them a little bit fuller and then completely fill in this tail part, because that part's pretty much missing for me. So however you like to do your brows, you can fill them in. I'm not going to take up time doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and finish filling this one in. It's only going to take me a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you another little trick on this eyebrow with our brow tamer brush, which is amazing, and our First Base Makeup Primer. I'm actually just going to mist the brush a little bit. In doing eyebrows, it will help them to last longer, and I always dab into the outside edges if you dampen your brush or anything like that, to kind of just keep the consistency of your eyeshadow good. That's kind of a little trick that I've learned along the way. And another trick is if you get the powder on the flat side of your brush, and if you kind of just take advantage of those little hairs that kind of are on the top of your eyebrow, you can kind of make your, thicken up the appearance of your brow without making it look crazy, like out of place. If you have some brow, you kind of want to make the best of what you have. At least I like to make it as natural as possible, and then always kind of go through and brush that color through. So that's it there. Pretty simple. Again, this brow tamer, I will link everything in the bottom, all the products that I'm using, so if they look interesting to you, you can check them out on my website. So with this same palette, I'm actually going to make use of this, and I'm going to go into Cream Boat, which is that real white, and I'm going to tap off my brush. See, that's how pigmented our products are. They are very, very pigmented. And I'm just going to brighten up that inner corner there. Again, tap in the product, and then I tap off the excess and kind of just dab in. A lot of times with eyes, this is going to be your darker, you know, your darkest point. The skin is really thin, and so you want to just kind of brighten that up a little bit. For the ease of using one palette, sometimes I do some really dramatic stuff, but I'm going to do something pretty neutral with a little pop of color for you. I'm going to go into this color, which is One Night Sand. Again, I'm dabbing. I like to dab both, just so I get the whole tip part covered. And then for my eyes, you know, kind of follow whatever your eye shape. I have a bit of a hooded eye, so I like to give some color up above my brow bone, but I'm keeping it primarily in this crease, and I will go down out here too, for the sake of just using a couple colors and keeping it neutral and simple. So again, I'm just going to tap like that. Actually, this morning I did use our Liquid Sunshine as well, because I was going outside and playing with the kids, and it's just getting to be spring here. And I wanted to wear this cute shirt that sometimes looks like I don't have anything on in this video. And our Liquid Sunshine is amazing. I use it on my face and my arms and décolleté and everything. It's really incredible. It smells wonderful, and it just gives you a nice glow. So again, I'm going to get a little bit more color of that One Night Sand and just pat that on there. I'm going to do the same thing with this eye. So Limelight by Alcone is growing like mad. If you have not seen what's happening, we're experiencing an extended hypergrowth, which is so exciting. We've been in business as a network marketing or direct sale company for 2 years now. And Alcone is a professional makeup company, obviously, now bringing this incredible line of professional products to the everyday woman, which is really great. And we are growing like crazy, so it's so exciting. You will be seeing us more and more if you're not seeing us a ton already. So next I'm going to go into this Limelight, Lottie for Limelight, sorry, palette. It is one of my favorites. It might be startling, might shock you, but it is so fun to work with. So I'm actually going to take, a little bit of this. This one is called Lily. It's orange, beautiful color, and I'm just going to pat that right down here, kind of in the center. I'm going to leave some of that lightness right there. I'm going to kind of fade into that color Lily. Again, I just tapped in there. I'm kind of patting it on at this point with our pointed blender brush, so you can use, a lot of times I'll use a flat brush for this, but it's a pretty light color, so I'm okay. So even just that there brightens up the color of your eye, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to tap off that brush. Oh, it wouldn't have made a difference. And I'm going to take this pink color, it's called Dahlia, and I'm going to tap into that, and I'm going to go over that brown that I did. And just kind of stay on the outer edges too, and blend these two colors together, like so. One thing you want to be careful of when you're using pinks and corals like that is not to really, depending on what look you're going for, but you have to be cautious that you don't pull that color really under the eye, because it can make your eye you know, the white of your eye look bloodshot. And so you want to kind of be careful with playing with pinks and oranges underneath the eye. Unless of course that's the look you're going for, and or not a bloodshot eye, but sometimes you can pull it off with the proper techniques and other colors to kind of counteract that. You can make that work. So again, I'm just kind of pulling those two pink and orange color together on the outer edge. Now I'm going to take a brush without anything on it. This is our Limelight large shadow brush, and then I'm just going to kind of blend out those edges there. One of the goals too with applying makeup is you want your edges to be somewhat seamless, and just make sure that you're really blended well. So that's that. I'm going to take a little bit of these two colors underneath here, but I'm also going to do brown right on my lash line. So this color, I'm just pulling together the colors from up above, kind of creating like a sultry, just a little bit of a smoky eye. Smoky eyes are not just for grays and browns. You can kind of do some fun stuff with other colors too. I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to go in back to this other palette that I was showing you earlier. I'm going to take this, the darkest shade that I have, for the sake of just using one palette. I'm going to show you, not that liner brush. I'll just go ahead with this one. So I'm going to take an angled liner brush, just dab into that, and I'm going to, actually that color you can't even really see it. I'm going to get a darker brown. I was going to try to just use that shade. I'm going to go into Brownie Points, which is right there. Dab my brush into that, and just kind of get that color on my lash line. So immediately it kind of just defined my eye a little bit more, because with the orange and the pink you're not going to really get definition. It's just you know, color, pulling in the color from above. Just define that a little bit. Like so. And I think I may actually use this brown on the top, but I'm going to wet my brush. I like to just spray, I'm going to use our First Base Makeup Primer, sorry. I'm going to spray it on my palette. You can spray it on anything, your hand will work too. Again, I'm going to go into that Brownie Points with a wet brush, and line my top lash line with that. We do have a Perfect Eyeliner pen, which is amazing too, but I'm going to do something different today and just go with like a softer brown look. Okay. And all of these products that I'm using are available from your beauty guide if you have one. If you don't, I would love to help you with your beauty needs. Our company is a truly stand-up organization. It's pretty incredible, and I love them so much. I love representing them, and it's incredible. It's incredible when you're where you know you need to be. So simple like that. Now I'm going to use a little bit of concealer under my eye. There are so many different brushes you can use for concealer. I like this Real Techniques brush. It's kind of fluffy but stiff at the same time, firm. I'm just going to take a little bit of our concealer, which is waterproof, and I'm going to pull down here. I want my lightest color to be right in the center. I'm going to take a different concealer color, which is why our palettes come with 2 concealers and a foundation. So you can customize your palette and use either 2 lighter concealers or a dark one and a light one, whatever you like. Because you can also contour with our concealers as well. Today I'm not going to do much of contour on my cheeks, but if I was, you could use the cream or you can use a powder contour. So now I'm going to go into, that was number 2 concealer. Now I'm going to take number 3 concealer and just dab a little bit into it and kind of blend out the rest of that. Always go in an upside down V shape. Never just highlight the under eye circle. That will not give you a look that you want by doing that. I'm going to open up your whole eye and just brighten everything up by doing that whole shape under there. I like putting concealer on my lips too because it just makes sure that you get a true color lipstick. Okay. Now after our concealer, I always, and as it sets on your skin, it's going to kind of act like a second skin, and it heats up and warms and melts to your skin, which is really amazing. So that, now I'm going to use our Perfect Pressed Powder, which is a no color powder to set everything. Sorry, keep disappearing on you. So this is our Perfect Pressed Powder. I'm going to take my blender full, and it's still damp, and I'm going to press into it. I'm going to just get some of that powder on there and just dab it right in. And this is going to set your makeup, but not change the color at all. So if any of you have ever had any issues with oxidizing your makeup, oxidizing, it kind of changes colors on you, you would not have that issue with our products. I used to have that issue when you apply it and it would look one color, and then you go outside and a few hours later it's like a completely different color. You will not have that with Limelight's products, which is amazing. Love it. So now that I've set my concealer and my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use our Perfect Blush and mascara, and we're good to go. Today, actually, I may probably use a couple colors. I may actually dab into our bronzer, just because I'm kind of going with that glowy look. Our bronzer and this Alive color is a matte. Bronzer is a little bit of a shimmer. I'm just going to tap into it once like that, tap off the excess, and just kind of stay right in this outer. And I don't like to go like this because you don't want a harsh line. Sorry, I haven't done my hair yet today. I have 4 young children too, so obviously they are with grandma right now, so that's why you don't hear them. But I haven't gotten a chance to do my hair. But for me, I'd rather have makeup than a hairdo. It's just me. Okay, I just blend that out. And I'm ready to go. Mascara, we have Perfect Mascara, which has fibers in it already. It's one of the original fiber mascaras. And it's amazing. It's a one-step, so it's really nice. And I always twist your tube instead of pumping it, because you do not want to introduce extra air into your mascara tube. just want to pull up on those tips like that too. And I always do a little bit on the bottom. If you ever get our mascara like a little spot on you, wait till it dries and then you can just kind of fluff it off with your finger instead of smearing it. You don't want to smear it. I don't know if my camera is auto-focusing. Hopefully it is. So, a pretty easy, simple look with a few eyeshadows. So I used a total of 4 eyeshadow colors, only because I did my brows and my eyeliner with shadow. Oops, I just got a blotch of mascara under there. Becomes tricky when you're looking through the camera. I sometimes like to go and put a second coat too, just to really amp up my lashes there. So very simple, but I think looks complete, flawless, natural. So I will link all these products below. I never ever finish a makeup look without our 10 years younger spray. A lot of times I'll do it before my mascara, but it's not a big deal if you don't. So just shake it up. Usually you can just do like an X and then straight down the center. And it smells good and it helps set your makeup. So that is my look for the day. If you have any questions at all, please jot them down in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me, and share some comments, any suggestions, anything you'd like to see, let me know. And again, thanks for visiting my channel. Subscribe so you can see any latest updates, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.